safer world is possible, and together we can and will make it happen. Thank you.
When you show up in community, you find that group that makes you feel like home, but oftentimes you also find yourself again.
On the question of what they've done to deserve the kind of abuse they get from the newspapers, do we know? Do you know?
In terms of the abuse they get from the newspapers will pick up on anything just for sales.
Yeah, but they haven't done that to Kate Middleton. So why have they done it to this pair?
I mean, they were quite ruthless with Kate Middleton.
They weren't quite ruthless. They poked a little bit of fun at her for not having a job, and they reported on the snobbery that she encounters in aristocratic circles because her mother was an air hostess. But they certainly didn't sort of doorstep her dad in the hope of getting him to say disgusting things about his own daughter. They didn't pay money to estranged family members from profoundly dysfunctional backgrounds. I mean, they went after Meghan Markle in a way that I can't actually think of. I'd compare it perhaps to Britney Spears or Lily Allen. It was just quite bizarre. Do we know what they did wrong in the first place?
It's like your best friend marrying somebody who's totally dominated him. And
where do you get this? So there we go. That's something I've read in newspapers written by ignorant people. Where are you getting your information from?
Newspapers. This is my own conclusion.
So what's it based on? The idea that she totally dominates him. How did you arrive at that conclusion? When did you arrive at that conclusion?
Pretty early on.
Okay. And what was the evidence for it?
Deviation from royal protocol, I would think.
No, the evidence for her totally dominating him.
By Harry deviating from royal protocol.
For example?
I mean, for example, the photographs that would normally be expected after the birth.
Pardon?
Photographs that would normally be expected of a new birth of a
photographs
baby.
of the baby she'd just given birth to.
Which has happened in every case previously.
Yes, but you're talking about her dominating him. So you think he would have wanted to do it differently and she didn't let him with the photographs of the baby that she'd just given birth to? And you said it was pretty much from the start. No. You told me she dominates him. That's got nothing to do with royal protocol. He finds royal protocol presumably considerably more restrictive than she does because he's lived with it all his life. So where are you getting this evidence from that she totally dominates him? Because I've seen it a lot, particularly from people denying that their negativity is in any way racist. It's all to do with how pushy she is. So show me, because I can't see it at the moment.
It's to do with how pushy she is.
That's what I said. So where's the evidence?
Prince Harry was the kind of the saviour of the royal family. He's the shining star.
Yes. Where's the evidence that she, quote, totally dominates him, end quote? Because that's offensive to both of them.
The fact that in such a short time he's changed so completely.
Well, we all change when we fall in love, particularly with people that make us want to be better than we were before we met them. So again, the evidence that she completely dominates. Just one little example before we bid farewell and you step back from national radio. Where's the evidence that she completely dominates him?
Well, just the statement from yesterday that they want to step back from royal life.
But where's the evidence that she completely dominates him, Steve?
Well, that is the evidence.
No, it isn't. That's the evidence that they want to step back from royal life.
Would there be?
Would there be? Steve, you just told me the reason. They want to step back from royal life. You told me she completely dominates him, and I want to know. And I suggested that you might just have swallowed that line from ignorant journalism. You were adamant that you hadn't, so you must have. So where does it come from?
No. Unlike you.
Yeah. So
I've got experience.
You've got loads of experience. So where's the evidence that she completely dominates him?
You have no experience.
I've got no idea about anything. That's why I'm asking you. Where's the evidence that she completely dominates him?
Because of the statement from yesterday. There's no other possible explanation.
Well, apart from the fact that they want to step back from public life. That's the other possible explanation. So you need to just give me one little nugget of because not least because you said it was obvious from the start, and now you're saying it's been obvious since yesterday. So leaving that embarrassment aside.
No.
Oh, yes. I was here. I was listening. You said it's been obvious from the start. So what is it based on? Your conclusion that she completely dominates him, Steve?
The complete change in his personality.
Crikey! So you've known him all his life.
Sorry?
You've known him all his life.
What's all of his life got to do with the statement?
To be able to observe a complete change in his personality. I don't know if his personality has changed at all. When did you first meet him?
So you've grown up.
No, it's a simple question. When did you first meet him?
I haven't met him.
But his personality has completely changed, and you're not basing that on anything you've read in the newspapers. So where are you getting it from? Where are you getting it from?
I've followed him since he was born, as you probably
I hope you haven't. There's laws against that sort of thing. But where is the evidence, A, that his personality has completely changed, and B, that she completely dominates
him?
You're
talking about something that you know nothing about.
Exactly, that's why I'm asking you.
Experience from working within a royal family.
Have you worked within a royal family, Steve? You should have mentioned it.
Welcome to Sussexville, lovely people. I'm your host, Emma. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join our amazing community that celebrates truth, kindness, and integrity. Today, we bring you the brilliant moment when James O'Brien corrects a caller who says Meghan bosses Harry. Evidence for her so-called domination? Crickets. I just adore James O'Brien. Such an honourable man, full of integrity and honesty. Britain deserves journalists like him who stand for truth instead of peddling tabloid nonsense. Isn't it wild how some people claim to know Meghan and Harry so intimately just because they read a sensational headline? If tabloids could really uncover people's souls, who would ever need psychiatrists or professionals again? What a magical and honestly laughable world that would be. James O'Brien masterfully dismantled the caller's baseless claims, calmly and methodically exposing the lack of substantive evidence to support the accusation that Meghan bosses Harry. With his characteristic wit and incisive questioning, O'Brien skillfully picked apart the caller's assertions, highlighting the dangerous tendency to make sweeping judgments about public figures based solely on unverified media reports. Upholding the principles of ethical journalism and critical thinking, O'Brien demonstrated the importance of challenging unfounded assumptions and, demanding concrete proof before passing judgment on the personal dynamics of public figures. The caller claimed that Meghan bosses or controls Prince Harry, but when pressed by James O'Brien to provide solid evidence to support this accusation, the caller was unable to do so. Despite the serious nature of the allegation, the caller could not offer any concrete proof or examples to back up their assertion. O'Brien skillfully questioned the caller, exposing the lack of substantive information behind the claims and highlighting the importance of basing one's opinions on facts rather than unsubstantiated assumptions or honestly just tabloid rumors. James O'Brien effectively challenged the caller's claims by highlighting the distinct lack of concrete evidence or proof provided to support the accusation that Meghan bosses Harry. Rather than accept the caller's unsubstantiated assertion at face value, James skillfully probed for specific examples or details that could validate the claim, only to be met with, silence from the other end of the line. This sharp, incisive questioning laid bare the weakness of the caller's position, demonstrating James's adept ability to cut through unfounded speculation and demand real, substantive information to back up such a loaded claim about a public figure's personal relationship. People often make hasty judgments about public figures based solely on the sensationalized stories found in tabloid publications. These outlets thrive on clickbait headlines and unsubstantiated claims, presenting a distorted and one-dimensional view of an individual's character and behavior. However, the reliability of such sources in revealing the true nature of a person is highly questionable. It is all too easy for readers to fall into the trap of assuming they know the intimate details of a celebrity's life simply because they have read a few scandalous articles. In reality, the complex realities of an individual's personality and relationships cannot be encapsulated in the superficial narratives peddled by the tabloid industry. Responsible journalism and objective analysis should be the foundation for understanding public figures, not the salacious speculation that dominates much of today's media landscape. James O'Brien is widely praised as the kind of journalist Britain needs more of, one with unwavering integrity and uncompromising honesty. His ability to cut through the noise and rhetoric to get to the heart of an issue is unparalleled, as demonstrated in his no-nonsense takedown of callers who make unfounded claims about public figures. O'Brien's steadfast commitment to truth and fairness has earned him the respect of his peers and the admiration of his audience, who see him as a shining example of what quality journalism should aspire to. In an age of rampant misinformation and sensationalism, O'Brien stands out as a beacon of reason and accountability, using his platform to challenge the status quo and hold those in power accountable. The Caller's claims that Meghan bosses Harry were quickly exposed as lacking any concrete evidence. When pressed by James O'Brien to provide specifics, the Caller could only respond with crickets, unable to offer a single concrete example to support the accusation. This highlighted the baseless nature of the assertion, underscoring how easy it is for people to make assumptions about public figures based on unsubstantiated tabloid narratives rather than facts. Without tangible proof, the Caller's claims simply fell flat, revealing the weakness of their position. The Caller's assumptions about Meghan's influence over Harry reveal more about the public's tendency to make judgments based on limited information than they do about the couple's actual relationship. It's honestly astonishing how readily some people will claim to know the intimate details of a famous person's life, simply by reading sensationalized tabloid stories as if, a few salacious headlines could somehow uncover the complex, nuanced dynamics between two individuals. Questioning such unsubstantiated claims, as James O'Brien did so deftly, is an important check on the public's knee-jerk impulse to make sweeping pronouncements about people they've never met. The reality is, we have no way of truly knowing the nature of Meghan and Harry's relationship unless we are privy to their private thoughts and experiences. James O'Brien's adept handling of the Caller, who made unsubstantiated accusations against Meghan Markle, highlights the critical need to scrutinize claims and demand tangible evidence. By calmly and persistently pressing the Caller to provide concrete proof for his assertions, O'Brien demonstrated the value of not simply accepting bold statements at face value, but rather insisting on a rigorous examination of the facts. This exchange serves as a powerful reminder that responsible journalism and civic discourse must go beyond the sensationalism of tabloid narratives and instead prioritize the rigorous verification of information before lending it credence. Only by maintaining a steadfast commitment to truth and accountability can we guard against the spread of misinformation and unfounded speculation. The public's insatiable appetite for gossip about the private lives of celebrities has fueled a thriving tabloid industry. These tabloids absolutely relish in speculating about the intimate dynamics between high-profile couples, often making unfounded claims about one partner controlling or dominating the other. It's as if the mere fact of being famous somehow gives the general public a privileged window into the most personal aspects of a celebrity's relationship. However, as media personality James O'Brien aptly pointed out, such accusations are typically devoid of any substantive evidence. The tabloid narrative of a powerful, manipulative partner somehow overriding the agency of their famous counterpart is often nothing more than sensationalized fiction, catering to the public's voyeuristic tendencies. True insight into the nuances of a celebrity couple's dynamic remains elusive to those outside their inner circle. In the end, this exchange serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of critical thinking and evidence-based discussions. James O'Brien's sharp questioning and refusal to accept the Caller's unsubstantiated claims highlight the value of challenging assumptions and demanding concrete proof rather than perpetuating unfounded rumors. By upholding journalistic integrity and intellectual rigor, O'Brien models the kind of responsible, nuanced discourse that is essential for a well-informed society. His approach is a testament to the role of the media in cutting through sensationalism and pushing for a deeper understanding of complex issues, rather than simply validating preconceptions. Ultimately, this interaction underscores the vital need for all of us to approach information with a critical eye, to seek out reliable sources, and to engage in thoughtful, evidence-based dialogue.